Dillon in Chicago, Illinois. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com. But call me Mo Better, because I'm have you seeing Mo Better, looking Mo Better, and show everyone else how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses when I cut the Essilor Crizal Sapphire lenses for your RayBan 5206 color 2034, which is the black crystal in the 54 eye size. Let me take everything out of the original packaging. You got your hard shell Italian leather RayBan case, your RayBan cleaning cloth, the frame itself, which comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple that just fell off. It was camera shy, but I'll put it on there when I ship to you. But they always come with one temple on the sleeve. Now again, this is the RayBan 5206 color 2034 in the 54 eye size. Has an 18 bridge. It also comes in a smaller 52 eye size, and it comes in about 5 colors. This is one of the best selling ones, that black crystal, black on the front, crystal on the edges. Let me pop out your original demo lenses, of which you'll be receiving all the manufacturer's original packaging. Put your frame into the tracing element of my blocker, assign a barcode number to it. You are Secret Agent 2607. So years from now, should you ever need new lenses for this frame, I can mail them right to your home, and you're about to see how to pop them in yourself. But a little stylus is going to pop up, go around, trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy any genuine, authentic RayBan frame that is available, and you'll get one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase. Now, my website takes MasterCharge, Visa, American Express, Discover, and I can take HSA cards over the phone. That is the shape that I'll be cutting today. Let me move on to the next screen. Enter your pupillary distance, which is 32 for each eye. So the computer starts at 32.5. I only have to tap the minus button one time to bring it down to 32. I'm going to hit the plus button a couple times to bring the optical center up. I always like to go about 2 above on a narrow frame, and that's going to be at 18 millimeters. Now I can go ahead and get your lenses prepped. Your right eye reads -2¼ sphere. -2¼ sphere. I'm going to take the lens out of the protective packet that it comes in. Comes with a little laminate on the front of the lens that protects the lens so nothing can rub against it while it's being shipped to me. I'm going to take that off, add to my collection there. I've been doing this once or twice. Look, it's even coming apart. I've done a few of these by now. So, just once it gets bigger, then I'll throw it in the recycling bin. But I'm going to make sure everything is on 0. I'll just have to call them back. So, that is on 0. Put the power drum on -2¼ Don't you love live videos? Actually, I don't have to. Out of habit, I was rotating until the spherical component came into view first, but this lens is completely spherical, so it's going to be the same prescription all over. I'm going to put a dot there, label that one Aura for right, place that on the platform. Do the same thing now for your left lens, -175¼ at 45. But before I get any further, I always like to highlight your prescription, and again, that way when you get these in the mail, you'll know exactly what that is, what it is. The aspheric airwear, Essilor calls airwear, well, they call it polycarb airwear because they feel it's light as air. This is the Crizal Sapphire 360 UV, the right eye power. In fact, let me write on here, Aura. And now we can start on the left lens, -175 -1/4 at 45. Turn the axis wheel to 45, exactly halfway between 40 and 50. Take the lens out of the protective packet. Again, you're going to receive all the manufacturer's original packaging. Well, except for these, because I'm going to wrap your glasses up in the cleaning cloth when I ship, and these will be redundant. Put the power drum on -175. Put the lens in, rotate it until the spherical component comes into view. Believe it or not, the smallest amount of astigmatism is harder to find than high amounts, as you might imagine. So I just want to make sure everything is perfect. Put the 3 dots on there. This time I will put 3 dots. Uno, dos, COVID-19. Oh, I shouldn't even joke about that. I was just told that people out there are watching my videos because there's nothing else to do. And I'm going to put an L on here, which stands for Latin, which means not right. And again, if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Oh, but I've got to highlight the left lens. Minus 175 minus a quarter. Minus 175 minus a quarter. Aspheric Airwear Crizal Sapphire 360. And this is the left lens. Now again, if you guys missed any of that, well, you say it to yourself. Alright, so I got to block them up. Forget what I was doing. So this is a block, or as I like to call it, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So I need 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got 2 right here. The black side is the sticky side. Stick that onto the first block. Do the same thing now for the second one. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. On the back, that silver reflective button is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice. The first time, it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. I'm going to put that dot right there. The blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. If you were to measure vertically and horizontally, that is the center. Your eye is just above that and inset. Always like to make sure the lens is large enough to fit. And I see my smudges on there. So get everything lined up, hit that button, the arm comes down, places the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right, which I can identify with since I ain't right neither. Pull the paper away, line up the magnet, same pupillary distance, same optical center height. Get all those 3 dots lined up on the same meridian so everything lines up perfectly. Hit that button, the arm comes down, places the block onto the left lens. Now this is going to do all the work while I run my mouth. It's called an edger. It's going to edge your lens down from this size to this size. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own lenses right here in America, and you won't need this guy with the 2 thumbs to do it for you right here in North Carolina. But the actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel that's going to grind away your lens material until it's the final size. This wheel in the center is going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. I'm going to go ahead and wake up the computer. Job ID number 2607. Where have I seen that before? 2607. These are polycarbonate lenses. I'll select that. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens, but I am going to place one on the rear concave surface of the lens. Make sure the sticker's on there, pressed on there firmly. Place the magnet. It's going to do its job its second and final time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or by now you know I like to call it the Charles, because I just don't know this machine well enough to call it chuck. I know, free bad jokes with every pair of glasses sold. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the right lens. And the old carpenter saying, measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know where to precisely place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which I will go out on a limb and predict you will have no edge thickness with this prescription in this frame. But I do cut very strong lenses all day long for quanto, for how much? For free, and that does become a little bit more critical on bevel placement, but I'm letting the machine just go ahead and do its thing. Now, the water in the background is there to catch the optical sawdust as that gets ejected from the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, meaning that no water sprays onto them while they're cutting, whereas plastic, high-index plastic, and Tribex do cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto those materials for the duration of the cutting cycle. Now, water will spray onto your lenses, Dillon, but only for the last 20 seconds to wash away any optical debris. But as I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, which is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They're virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lenses, the same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel and from flying debris. It also has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes, unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that need to be reapplied every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun there in Chicago. Now, You also have the Crizal Sapphire, which is 3 treatments in one. The first treatment is it reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain. But from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights, and such. The second feature is it goes by the initials ARC, which stands for anti-reflective coating. So it reduces reflections when people are looking at you, makes for much better eye contact. So, because people are not looking at their reflection in your lens. Plus, if you take a selfie, you're less likely to see the phone in your lens. Or if someone takes a picture with a flash, you're less likely to see the flash lit up in the lens. Now, the third feature that I like is the practical side. It comes with the industry's hardest scratch coating. So water is spraying on your lens. It tells me it's in the last 20 seconds. But the machine that applies the Crizal Sapphire costs well over $1 million. It takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different lenses, 8 different coatings onto your lenses. And your lens has to be cleaned in an acid bath and dried in between each coating. So because of the time and the expense, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating to protect your time and investment. Now, the other nice thing about Crizal Sapphire, other than it has a blue hue to it, forever and ever, most Crizal anti-glare coatings had a greenish to greenish purple. Prevencia is all purple. The Sapphire has a bluish hue and has the least amount of reflection of any Crizal coating. They changed the angle of incidence so that it has to be, I think it's at 15 degrees before you see anything. So let me go ahead and take the lens out of the chuck. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Charles. Chucky Rama. The Chuckster. The Chuckaroo. Just going to make sure there's no schwarf around the edge of the lens, which is sawdust. Tuck the lens in at the outside corners, press down at the nose. It snaps right in easily. We're going to flip that over to L. Place the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, as I was just calling names. How about if I call it the Dillon? Hit the green start button, the door comes down. The clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced again by the 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame the first go round. And you can see as it's tracing out the shape of the left lens. And then measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. Look at that, Dillon. You got nothing. You got nothing there. You see that? You got no edge thickness. Edge thickness costs extra, and I didn't charge you for that. So you're just going to have to go without. And you're going to like it. Alright, so pull the sticker away, use my hand-approved drying method, add to my sticker collection. Oops, social distancing. Don't get close to that. 6 feet for people, we're going to do 6 inches for that. What's 6 inches? That's 6 inches. Social distancing. Okay, come down here, place it in over that black dot in my Marco 101 lensometer. This is known as final inspection. I'm inspecting that the glasses are made right. Read the power. I'm getting minus 2 1/4. 1 tick mark going away from 2 towards 3. 2 1/4. That's because you are nearsighted with your glasses off. Everything is much too large, so that's why there's a minus sign. Your lenses will minify down to the correct size. Now, if you had astigmatism correction, I would check for that. You do have the smallest amount possible in your left eye. In the right eye, you're on the 9th rung of a ladder. You need 9 steps of far-sighted correction. You only need 7 steps for your left eye, but you do have the smallest amount of astigmatism correction you can have. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. Think of it as the fine-tune knob, but we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 45. A straight line is 0 to 90 to 180. For your left eye, we're going to turn it to 45 degrees. Which is known as, you ready for this, an oblique meridian. This is the X meridian, the Y meridian, and if you can imagine an X being there, those are the obliques, 45 and 135. But you probably knew that, didn't you, Dillon? Dillon did tell me that he's had this pair for the last 4 or 5 years. They just broke. He ordered them from me, and he even said today that he's never had anyone with better communication or make these faster. I told him that I had this frame in stock, the RayBan 5206 in color 2034 in the 54 eye size. I would get his lenses overnighted to him, get him shipped next day. He reached out to me yesterday. Today is Friday, the 17th. He reached out to me yesterday. I sent him a PayPal invoice so he could pay for it with the Crizal Sapphire. Got his lenses overnighted, and I'm Give me 20 minutes after this video is done. I will print out your mailing label and send you pictures. Anyone who's gotten glasses from me before, I put their mailing label here, their glasses, the address, the tracking number, these, your Crizal cloth right there. Then I take a picture of the model number with the bag, and then with the box, with the label on the box, so you know exactly what the box is going to look like when it comes to your mailbox. Coming to a theater near you. Coming to a mailbox even closer to you. So, how come movies only come to theaters near you? They never come to a hardware store near you. So, let's then make sure the left lens, I have the side I'm working on closest to me. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner, right there. So years from now, should you ever need to put new lenses in, push down the nose, it snaps right in. Now to take the lenses out in the future, put your thumb over the, I tell everyone to thumb your nose at the idea, with your thumb at the nose. Of course, grab the lens by the front so it doesn't just fall out. Place your thumb on top of the other thumb. I torque back on the frame that way and it pops right out. Of course, I don't need this anymore. Oh, sticker collection. Oh, sticker collection. I kid you not, I want to be buried with this. I want it to be bigger than me. I'm going to have a double wide coffin. You have plenty of time to think about that when you're living in a double wide coffin down by the river. His name, by the way, that Chris Farley's character is Matt. Wait, oh, I was going to say Matt Dillon, but it's not. That's another character. Matt Farley. No, that's Chris Farley. Matt, oh. I heard an interview where he actually said the guy's name. So, axis wheel still on 45. Read the power. I'm getting minus 175 going away from 1 towards 2. I'm 1 tick mark away from 2, which is where you find 175. Add minus a quarter to that. Now we're at 2. So, PD of 32 for each eye for a total of 64. Turn the card around. Place the PD stick against my thumb. Not the inches. Let's do the millimeters. When we read over here, we're getting 64 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. Optical center height of 18. Turn the frame sideways, place the PD stick against my thumb, and not to the bottom of the lens, but when you look at the middle of the thickest part of the plastic, we're getting 18 millimeters. 18 millimeters. Man, the kit is good. Now, the last part of final inspection, I'm just going to make sure these are in a 3-point stance. By the way, Dillon, when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and I'm no different. I'm part of that 80%, and I'll show you in just a moment, but I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. But because 80% of people have one ear that's higher than the other, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. So just stop by your local place, tell them if it's too loose or too tight or high on one side. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly. But again, I will get these in standard alignment. Being a 3-point stance, 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. Now, when I say wobble, as I mentioned, I'm part of that 80%. When I take my RayBans off and press down on the counter, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Now, I'm wearing the RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer, color 6053, the blue crystal. That is a sunglass that I took the dark lenses out and put my prescription lenses in. Flip them over, press down, there is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and that they do, that neither temple is askew. Check the tension on each spring hinge. If one was tighter than the other, I would tighten the loose one or loosen the tighter one till they're matching. But that's it, Dillon. Oh, actually, hang on. Do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Everyone out there who's watching, click the bell icon so you get future notifications of frame and lens combinations as they become available. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as Free Prescription Lenses, on Twitter as Free RX Lenses. If you have any questions about what I can or can't do, go to the Contact Me page of the website. You can also leave a comment in the comment section below. But now I can say, Dillon in Chicago, Illinois, thank you so much for the purchase of the RayBan the RayBan 5206, color 2034, the black crystal, and the 54 eye size. I got this out to you in 24 hours. Thank you so much for your purchase. By the way, with your RX Crizal Sapphire lenses. And you're going to get all the manufacturer's original packaging. And now hopefully everyone else has got a chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.